Okay, it's gonna be a long day. We are on Cursed Hollow, map number 1 between Kure and Ultralisk. So, we're in the losers bracket still. This is the bracket phase of the RavenCourt. We're in the losers bracket. Ultralisk and his team, they lost. Now again, in case you haven't followed this all 100%, so initially we had a pre-tournament phase, so to say, where the RavenCourt, which is basically an in-house bot and an in-house league where the bot matches players together based on their skill level and also depending on the roles that they play. All the players were participating in it, and basically the team captains could then get to know the players a little bit better, could see who they vibe with and who they want to play. And then once we entered the actual tournament at the end of the season, the captains that the teams are named after drafted their teams out of those player pools, and that gave us 6 teams in total that played a full round robin. And the top 4 in that round robin at the end of the entire thing, the top 4 in the standings, they moved on to the winner bracket of the next phase, the bracket phase that we're finding ourselves in right now, and number 5 and number 6 dropped directly into the losers bracket. So this is pretty much the stage that was set there. Ultralisk and his boys, they already played in the winner bracket, but they couldn't take their opponents down, so they lost the series, and now we have this loser bracket match in front of us, where we have Team Kure, who came in, I believe, last, honestly. No, they actually came in 5th place in the round robin. They started straight in the losers bracket. This is their first match that they play here. It's the best of 5 series that we're now going to look at. And yeah, so Ultralisk against Kure. Interestingly enough, Kure's team in the round robin, when we played best of 3s, lost to Team Ultralisk. But that was the match where they won for the first time a single map. And from that on, they started to play a little bit better and to really improve here. So we'll see if that was just a glimpse of what's about to come, if now they have a chance, you know, in the rematch to take Ultralisk's team down. The reason why I'm saying that it's getting pretty late is because we already had a best of 5 previously that went the distance, so we went all 5 maps, and for some of these boys it is getting fairly late now. So we could be here for a while, because I don't really expect one of these teams to walk away with a 3-0. I don't really think that's gonna happen. So there is a very good chance that we're gonna get at least 4, maybe even 5 maps, given the results that we saw in the round robin, in the best of 3, and also given the fact that Kure's team started to do a little bit better there. Because Kure's team was another one of these disappointments. They have a lot of names there, some of them of course more active than others, but generally speaking it's a team of very experienced players, and you would have expected them to do very well in the round robin. That was not the case, far from it. They really struggled. And only towards the end of the round robin were they able to finally get something done. So maybe now they are just able to do that extra training and play it together to yeah, break through that curse a little bit and get everything done here, but time will tell. Now, with Cursed Hollow, we have currently only 1 global. We have Brightwing and Dehaka, so technically we have 2 globals. But Dehaka for that side lane pressure, Ultralisk already with Genji. The same rules apply that we had the entire time. We're not going fully Meta Madness with this. So again, Meta Madness is a tournament series that I've been running, and the RavenCourt here adopted one of the rules. We don't have pre-bans, so there are no heroes that are banned for the entire tournament, but they adopted the rule of my Meta Madness tournament series where you can only pick a hero once in a series. So meaning every single hero that you see right now cannot be played again in any of the other maps that is being played here. Same is obviously true for game 2, 3, 4, and so on. So, only one time Genji, only one time Hanzo. That's already the good news. But yeah, double pick, and we get Sylvanas, and we have Rhaegar. So, for Cursed Hollow, Sylvanas is always kind of nice when you can play the side lane push. Maka in particular is going to have fun with this too. We get Jojo, we get Hanzo, so it's double Shimada brothers that we get from the blue team. And the final pick for Gia on Cursed Hollow, our first map in the best of 5. Let's see what's it gonna be. What are we getting from Gia right now? What's the final pick? Actually, they're a little bit slow on that uptake. I thought they would go for an insta-lock on this one, but nope, not so much. So, Kerrigan, more stuns. Going for an aggressive opening here, I like it. Trying to show the boys how it's done quickly, and also removing it as a potential pick for Ultralisk later on in this series. Cursed Hollow, everybody! Game number 1. The first game in our best of 5 with Death Knight for the blue team. On Johanna, we got Nano on Hanzo, Ultralisk on Genji, Kelvin on Brightwing, and Darkmog is playing Dehaka. On the right side of the map, Team Kure with Kure and Legacy playing cross-server, of course. The two Americans here playing on the European server, therefore a bit of a ping disadvantage for both of them. Kure himself on Blaze, we have Mopsio on Nubarak. We got Mako and Sylvanas, Legacy on Rega. And Gia is playing Kerrigan. So, let's get the show on the road. Sylvanas already moving down to the bottom of the map, oftentimes, of course, trying to sneak a bit of tower, or at least half a tower. And they sniffed her out very, very quickly, so there's not going to be any chance for Sylvanas to do serious damage with this. Definitely a good opening for Ultralisk and his boys. Didn't lose anything, didn't have to give any structures up for free. That Sylvanas rotation can always be a bit annoying in the early game, but most of the time a split onto the lanes deals with it quite nicely. And they didn't also go all out on it either. So, with game number 1, the pace obviously is going to be set here. Dehaka already getting double attacked up at the top. We're going to double team him here. And Kure is sitting in the middle. There was even a bit of a debate going on for a short minute if they postpone the match for another day, because it's already fairly late. Particularly, I believe, for Mopsio, if I'm not mistaken, simply because he is in a different time zone. I'm pretty sure he's in a different time zone. I'm not 100% certain on that, if he is or if he isn't already. But once that you're moving a little bit farther towards the east there, of course, then you're hitting in an extra hour. So it could be that we're already at 11 PM for him, which means that if this game takes anywhere near as much time as the previous one, we're going to finish at 2 AM his time. So I think he's going to try and avoid that. Has two ways of doing it, either inting hard or, of course, winning it quickly. That would be the best way to deal with it. But yeah, we'll see if they can do any of this. Now, for now, it's just a little bit of checking what's happening around the camp. So Mopsio has had a look with the Nubarak on the left side. We have all the way up at the top, Darkmok still using, of course, Dehaka to push these lanes out. He is the one global that could really make a big difference here with lane control. Brightwing can help out a bit, but doesn't quite have the wave clear that Dehaka brings to the table. We get the magic spit again on level 4. We got the bed of barbs, of course. And down to the bottom of the map, it is Jojo against Blaze. Yeah. And Kerrigan still with some combo attempts up at the top. But generally speaking, a little bit of a slow, measured start into this series. More so the mid lane pressure here. Shimada brothers, of course, can later on start to really go for some of these CC chains and make a bit of a play. Darkmok has now switched places and moved down to the bottom of the map, realizing that he needs to do something if they want to maintain that lane. Kure against Jojo was just a way too uneven match, so instead Dehaka is now looking at the bot lane, getting a bit of an attack in against Mopsio up here at the top. And with Sylvanas, of course, this push started to become a bit dangerous. You need to be careful here. Well, this could have been very quickly the end of that entire wall. They only were able to save a single tower, but it's better than nothing. Tribute is up, first one. Mopsio might have to help his teammates out a bit here, and Gia is now coming in too. 4 versus 3. Dehaka not making an appearance yet. He is capitalizing on that bot lane position and escorted some minions in. Even Blaze is now getting zoned out by him, at least slightly. But there should be an easy interrupt at the top. So everybody's fighting for the tribute pretty much. And if Dehaka is now coming in, he could try and help them with that fight, but he doesn't make a move. Instead, it's the blue team that is all of a sudden in trouble, particularly Brightwing, Death Knight too. They're moving back out. But yeah, that got spicy for a moment. Still not a single kill though. We're still waiting for first blood in this. Both teams now on level 7. And for Rega, we're getting the purification here. Mopsio dancing straight in. Death Knight is a bit low. Fairly low for my taste, and they're also chasing Ultralisk down towards the mid lane, so the red team is controlling the space more and more. Brightwing again helping out here. Kerrigan coming in, not going for the combo just yet. Death Knight bit low, and that might be the kill. Death Knight, yes, he gets killed towards the end of the battle. Kerrigan nearly destroyed by this. They were trying to Hanzo her here, but she dodged out on some of these arrows, and now that Brightwing has fallen too, it is Team Kure that indeed is going to take this first tribute. Off to a good start. Yeah, the red team, they get the initial kill, or the kills, both, and they're also getting the tribute. And oof, Ultralisk, hello? Ultras is struggling a little bit the last couple of days in those games, so now he was very close to dying here too. Right wing helped out, Sylvana still pushing. I gotta say, oh, that's gonna be a kill on Rhaegar. Nicely done by Darkwalk. Very nice engaged from him. I mean, it was absolute textbook. Came in on the side just as they were trying to retreat, hits the tongue, and that is the end of the doggy. So a kill on the board for Team Ultralisk now as well. They're quite taking this, lying down, fighting back here. And Nano is, of course, also one of his best heroes. I mean, I should probably point that out too. So Nano and Hanzo is always terrifying. His arrows are usually super on point, particularly the ult. So we'll see after level 10 if he's able to do that again. Now, the early level 10 goes to Team Kure, and they are going straight away for the camp up at the top, or the boss camp at the top. So, yeah. No counter move yet by... Okay, there we go. Actually, are they? Yeah, okay, so they're bringing Hanzo now in as well. For a second I was thinking that they might be too late to the party on this one, but they got level 10, they go for their boss, they're slightly delayed on this, so it's, I guess, the tribute that we're more so looking towards. Should be Team Kure that gets the initial position. And then Nuburak has not taken an ult yet, it's gonna be Cocoon. There's no way he's really going for... yeah, there it is, okay, yeah. Cocoon is in. There's no chance that he went for anything else there. But okay, we have the tribute still being fought over. Top fort, of course, is going to be destroyed fairly easily. This one has already taken damage earlier. So there it is. Down at the bottom of the map, bit of a different story with Siege Giants helping out a little bit. Everything else still being around here. The Haka currently up at the top and in the middle, honestly. So they're trying for this again. This is actually going to be fairly important. I mean, once you lock that one in, if it's the red team, then they're forcing the issue on the third one, unless Team Ultralisk is willing to eat a curse. But they could definitely force their hand. And the Haka is defending at the top now. They are making sure they're not losing anything there either. They go for Maka though, so he gets welcomed by a Poli immediately, but the fight is not over yet by any means. The Haka still sitting topside, could come in here anytime he pleases. Half HP on the fort. Damage has been done, so the gate and one of the towers is down. And the fight down at the bottom of the map over tribute number 2 is still continuing on. The Haka hoping to get the blue team elite in experience, but they're starting to chase this a little bit, and it's just coming in with every one hit after another. But since they're zoning them out this much, the Haka had to join, or the tribute would have gone to the red team, and they want to avoid that from happening. So yes, he joins the battle, 5 versus 5. Immediately the attacks are on. A lot of ults haven't really been used yet. Kure, for example, still hasn't used the bunker. Could get for some stuns here. Kerrigan also not using the Ultralisk. Already Cocoon out. They're trying for Brightwing. Jumps away, no problem there. Bunker had to be utilized as well. And we're still waiting for Nano to use the arrow with Hanzo. Could go for that stun. They're starting to line up here. That's an opportunity. Moves back already. Looks for it. Gets it. Double stun. And they come in with Genji. But the combo from Kerrigan. Gia. They get Genji and they get Johanna. Team Kure with a double kill and going straight away for the tribute. That's the second one that they locked in. They also have now a half-level lead, and this is looking very promising for the red team. They destroyed a fort. They are looking at a lead in experience, in talent. They have 2 seats, 2 tributes, meaning that they can fight for the curse on the next tribute. And this is looking very, very good for the first game. And again, put this all a little bit in perspective. When these two teams met in the round-robin phase, Team Ultralisk took the series with a 2-1 victory. Team Kure won for the first time a single map when they played against them. But now Kure's team seemed... Their problem was always communication coordination. You could really see that a lot of the plays weren't coordinated properly. They weren't on the same page. But towards the end of the round-robin, there was light at the end of the tunnel. They started to do better. And now we are a few weeks removed from that too, so now they have maybe found their rhythm and can showcase it here, which would of course be a disaster for Team Ultralisk, because whichever team loses here is out of the tournament. We already had one team being eliminated, and interestingly it was a team that made it into the winner bracket, so that ended up in the top 4 of the round robin. And Ultralisk also, they ended up in, I believe it was 4th place, and then lost in the winners bracket. That's how they find themselves now in this situation where they have to face off against Team Kure. So once again, Kerrigan with another combo attempt down here. Tribute, the last one has of course been taken by the blue team. Position was just way better for them. Damage output, 20,000 for Sylvanas and 24,000 for Genji. But they're going into the middle. They're really wrapping around this. They want the kill here. They don't only want to have that fort, they want kills too. And they're likely going to find them. Brightwing saves the day for another moment. Isolation has been used. That fort, of course, eliminated. There's another tribute. If they get kills right now, that's a freebie on the tribute. And the Kerrigan combo is way too much for Nano to handle. Hanzo is dead. He gets eliminated. Nice stun attempt on the Haka, but no problem for him to dodge out on it. Tribute up in 7 more seconds, and well, they're also super close on level 16. So this is an easy one. This is a curse. This is a curse. Death Knight pausing the game. Alright, that's a 3-2-3 moment for sure. So they gotta debate a little bit what's happening here, because they're looking at this, they're like, oh boys, we got a problem. What do we do? So this is a tactical discussion on what's going on there. Ah, just kidding. I guess one of them either dropped or they have some problems with voice, which is oftentimes the issue that the teams have when this happens. There could of course be plenty of reasons. Maybe one of the cats peed on the keyboard or something. I mean, you don't know. So I don't even know if they have a cat, but that could be a thing. Cat jumps on the keyboard, disconnects it real quickly. I don't think that at that time of the day anybody is going to be called for dinner. But either way, the timing, it's not really a problem. That tribute is going to end up in the hands of the red team one way or another. No matter what you do right now, you cannot interrupt this anymore. It's already too late. And the problem is, of course, not only the push with the curse, but also that on top of that, we get level 16. So, yeah, there's another one. So, yeah, the Haka definitely dropped here. Seems like Darkmog has gotten the axe, which is actually kind of interesting because Darkmog so far, I think, didn't really run into that issue. So, that's maybe a bit problematic. Not quite sure what that could be. Darkmog, if I remember correctly, also doesn't own any pets. But yeah, he's back to business. The curse hits level 16 any moment. The only thing that would have been worse is boss plus curse, because the boss is actually up again. So, with that, we have a play for Siege Giants, and thankfully for the blue team, they just got them in time before that attack game, because against level 16, you don't want to do this. So they are pushing through the top now. They're really trying to get them here. Mid lane gets attacked too, so that's another problem. You're going to lose a lot no matter what you do. Team Ultralisk is really on the ropes in game number 1. With 5 kills to 1, level 16, it seems that they are totally willing to give up that keep because they're realizing that this is not going to be easy for them. They can't just stop this. They don't want to end up in a fight where Epicenter and everything can be utilized against them, with them not having that power boost that comes with level 16. So 1 keep falls. The Haka pushes back on the bottom and gets a fort, so they get that. And as far as curses go, I mean, it's pretty tame. It's not really too bad when you think about it. The bigger issue is that now the boss gets taken at top. And that's where I start to have a bit of a question. Because if you can take this boss, what is this boss going to do? If you don't push with it, it is going to be defeated and it's not going to do anything. Because it's going to go for core, it's early in the game, it's going to be defeated. So either you push with it, or you would be much better off going down to the bottom and trying to get this one. So this boss has been claimed. They are pushing with it. They're actually trying to see if they can make a move. And I am more than curious to see if that's going to work for them. Because that's not going to be easy. Can they really go core here? This is the only reason why you would take that boss and push with it. If they can get kills, they can. Great arrow from Hanzo. Holy shit. Holy shit, Nano. Nano with a big play. They only got Mopsio though. Mopsio is the only one that died, but that already shut that attempt down completely. So yeah, take a look at this arrow again. So they're sitting here, watch Hanzo. Hanzo gets the arrow, bam! Pretty much stuns the entire team, and then all they got to do was use the Blessed Shield, make sure that they are also using X-Strike. Core, as you can see, hasn't taken any damage, so essentially not really has happened. These two bosses have done very, very little. What we have seen is some of the towers have been destroyed down here. And, more importantly, the gap in experience has mostly been closed now. Structurally, of course, still beneficial for the red team. By a lot. But, yeah. They gotta do more than that. Couldn't end the game as quickly as they probably hoped for here. So, either way, we have 5 kills to 2 now. Still half a level lead, roughly. But can they force something? Mopsio can always throw the cocoon if you really want to force the fight, you know that your teammates are close. But Blaze, for example, is at the top. Another tribute spawning, this time in a very good position for the red team. Not really a problem if they take it, so I think the blue team is likely to let this go. Unless they have somehow a shot to isolate somebody on the map and get a quick kill. Which currently I do not believe they're going to be able to do. Ultralisk down here. Put some hits in. Yeah, and over on the top left, Siege Giants are now in. But it seems like this is indeed going to be a freebie on the tribute. Nothing else expected, honestly. I mean, what else are you really going to do there, realistically? With that position and Fountain still around at the top and at the bottom, there's pretty much nothing they can do around this. So, for now, we have 19 on the board, 18, soon 19 for the blue team. They're super close. Both these teams are very, very close to each other with this now. And yeah, it's just a question of if one of the teams can get a kill once that the next tribute pops up, bosses in 2 minutes. So everybody is playing it rather slow at this point in time. Blue team still getting some freebies with those towers that are still up. But the red team, for example, has no interest in really fighting here because they're so close to level 20 now that it would be really beneficial. But they're not defending, so instead they're going to attack. They're going down to the bottom of the map and they're like, well, if you take our fort, that's fine. We're just going to take yours. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to trade with you. We're going to trade forts. We're going to get the extra experience. We're going to get level 20. And then let's see how you're going to deal with this. So now that they have Storm Talents, it should result in a free tribute right here. And that would give them the second one. Unless the red team is... nah, level 20 for the blue team isn't here yet. So they don't have the Haka at the top, so they don't get the experience in time. So yeah, this is a free tribute. They grab this one easily. Yeah, now this is where the rubber is going to meet the road. Because now it's 20 versus 20, and now we're going to end up in teamfight territory where everybody is going to try and make their big plays. So as is, it is Blessed Shield upgraded into the Radiating Faith. We get Brightwing with the Invisible Friends. And yeah, the Haka. I would imagine that we're going to get Contagion here, but let's wait. Yep, well, he grabs it. And the stage is set. Alright, team fights, let's go. Who's going to take it? For now, there's still that opening at the top. They try for Death Knight, and he dodges everything. Mopsio, definitely, that was wishful thinking right here. This is Heroes of the Storm, not the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So, these stuns went far. But they get a very good tribute spawn, so at least they have that. And this is, again, very annoying if you're playing for the blue team, because you're like, yeah, we kind of don't want to push into that if you can avoid it somehow. But, of course, the fight at the top is already starting this out. Contagion has been used. Bunker. Yeah, they're using it quickly. Starting to cleanse that out, and Hanzo is dead. So, Nano got caught, and that is the first kill, and now they are very likely going to lose more, and if this actually happens, and indeed it does, then this should be the end of the game, because now they can get the curse, they can also go for the core directly. They already took 3 of them out. Maka is the one that channels here. Genji cannot interrupt that. They're already moving towards the top, so the lanes are getting pressured out by the minions, but of course the main goal is to make it simply towards the core. It's another 30 seconds until Hanzo is back up on the map, and there's just absolutely no saving this anymore. Not for Genji and Johanna. Unless somebody is totally inting. Looking at you, Mopsio. This is going to be an easy victory from here on out from Team Kure. So they're going to take the lead in this best of 5 series. Kudos to them. Well-coordinated game and a well-deserved victory. Pretty much from the beginning, they had the reins in their hands. And yeah, that's it. The 1-0 in the best of 5 for the red team.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, we're headed to Sky Temple. So, Team Kure finally picking up a bit of momentum. It started at the end of the round robin, and now heading into this best of 5 in the losers bracket. They are kind of continuing that trend. Now, to me, it's a bit interesting that we have Sky Temple as our map, because usually Sky Temple is a map that most teams do not really want to play. Honestly, it's not the greatest map. It's kind of scripted, the way that it runs, and oftentimes it ends up with a boss fight. Not every single game does, but at the end of the day, if you're the team that hits level 20 first and has an advantage, you're interested to force the fight around it, obviously. And if you're the team that is about to fall behind the Storm Talent, then usually you want to try and fight your way into the boss too, because it's one of the few tickets back into the game, even though you're taking a risk. But seeing this taken this early is interesting to me, because there are a certain amount of cheeses and strategies that you can play on Sky Temple that could really ruin one. We don't see them a lot these days. There's obviously always a backdoor strategy that you can execute, but most teams know how to handle that. You can go for some curveballs like Abathur Samura and some stuff like that. So I kind of want to see what exactly they're now going to do here. Team Ultralisk, they took first pick first ban, as you can see, and the map choice was taken by the red team. So let's see what they can do. We have already Medivh banned out. I mean, pretty much as most teams do, they target Ultralisk with their bans. Don't forget, heroes can only be played once, meaning that Kerrigan, taken earlier by Gia, with success I might add, also removed it as a choice for Ultralisk. So that's also a thing that has to be highlighted here. Now, we got Stukov as the first pick. A lot of options that you have with that. Can still go for even double support, can go for, I don't know, variant for example, and just simply go taunt into lurking arm and so on and so forth. But here we are, first double pick for the red team. So do they just want to play Sky Temple, or do they have something up their sleeves here? We get Uther Falstad. So Legacy on Uther right now, indicating it's going to be the main support. But as per usual agreement, when you have Uther, you can always use him as a main tank and can just simply, you know, move Uther himself, move another support in. So Vala becomes an option with an auto attack style. For now it's Greymane and Diablo. Yeah, another set of good picks here. And with Falstad you have a global now on the side of Team Kure. So also something that they could utilize. Get stacks on the birdie. We had Uther, Vala, Falstad, Oriel earlier today in the other best of 5. It would be funny if they would just try and get a similar strategy here. Lunara ban. This is actually a wild ban to me too. Okay, so this already indicates that Uther is going to be the solo healer. But it's kind of wild to me because Lunara hasn't been played, I think, at all in the round robin and in the bracket phase of the RavenCourt. So seeing her banned is kind of funny. Then again, Uther struggles to out-heal Lunara's damage. Lunara's damage over time and everything that she brings can be very, very annoying if you're an Uther solo heal. So that is already indicating very highly that they are probably going to play Uther solo, not using him as a main tank. Stitches getting banned seems like they might be a little bit afraid of Hook, Gorge into Gust and isolation plays. So yeah, they're banning out Stitches, trying to just eliminate some of these options. But that again leaves us with Kure and Muradin plus Malthael. Alright, so very standard lineup actually for them now. So Diablo, also by the way, Diablo taken. Diablo obviously a fantastic tank and one of the top meta tanks. But it's also something that Mopsio has been playing a lot, so that denies him there too. But of course Muradin also right down his wheelhouse. Final two picks for the blue team as we're heading into game number 2. And we're still needing a side laner. Who goes up against Malthael? It is Illidan. Illidan and Sergeant Hammer. Okay, that got wild quickly. Darkmog on Illidan. I mean, obviously, if anybody in this series picks Illidan, it's going to be Darkmog. I'm only surprised it happens in game number 2. And we get Nano on Sergeant Hammer. So, yeah, you definitely know what you're in for now. Yeah, if Illidan gets a lot of space, this is going to be more than a bit wild. But there's stuns on Uther, there's stuns from Muradin. What's the final pick though? Do they go for they go for Li Ming? Okay, they believe in the power of resets and burst damage. Sky Temple, game number 2. It is again Team Kure against Team Ultralisk. The blue team is down one map in the series. We have Ultralisk on Greymane, we have Darkmog on Illidan, Kelvin on Stukov, Death Knight on Diablo, and Nano on Sergeant Hammer. Towards the right side, Team Kure, the American-led team with the captain on Malthael. Mopsy on Muradin, we have Mark on Falstad, Legacy on Uther, and Jia Li Ming. So, let's see. Can Sergeant Hammer once again reign supreme? Is Illidan gonna show them how it's done? Darkmog here with level 1, the unending hatred. And I can absolutely emphasize, I mean, honestly, you just need to go to the supermarket these days to feel unending hatred. So I can totally get it. I mean, this is a hero. Honestly, if I'm a hero in the Storm, I'm either Kharazim or Illidan. Kharazim has the right hairstyle, Illidan has the right attitude. If there was a hybrid between the two of them, that would be absolutely made for me. But yeah, the only thing you need to do these days for unending hatred is like drive a car on the road or go to the supermarket. It's that easy. So yeah, I can emphasize 100%. Particularly at supermarkets. Honestly, people that always end up paying and then have to look for their wallet, and it's just like, it's a mystery to you that you have to actually pay for the stuff that you're trying to buy here. That's a mystery, really. Like, that is a thing. You don't know where your money is. You've been standing in line for like 10 minutes now, and you haven't been able to locate your wallet. That's your problem. Alright. There's like these people that have no friends, you know, and they just try to talk to the cashier. That's pretty much it. But yeah. Now, either way, we have with that already camps being attacked. Again, they're not really going for any big aggression. It's just camps. 1 minute mark passes, everybody goes for their siege giants, you go for your bruisers. They try to just clear out these lanes a little bit. And that's honestly all that happens there. So nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. With this, we're now having Illidan still sitting topside. He obviously is very interested to go straight for those minions because he wants to get some stacks together for his level 1. Can endlessly stack that and towards the late game really build up some damage. But yeah, level 4 is in. That gives us, in this case, the Triumvirate. We also have the Thunderburn, so it will be healing static later on. Which makes sense given the team composition that is being played here. You will usually get quite a few claps, and a lot of the fights are, of course, also centering around that. Kure, the first one to die, by the way. So, yeah, Kure is gone and died at the hands of Darkmog. So, the German reigning supreme over here. Riding the money pick, obviously that in and of itself is already an advantage. Down to the bottom of the map, they're still poking this out, and Muradin is now also trying to say hello. But Nano reacted quickly and made sure that there was no Stormbolt Connect happening. Level 4, we get the Hunter's Onslaught right there. And yeah, up at the top, the fight continues too. And over here, we still have a Mercenary camp that could be utilized to do some damage. Darkmog, on the other hand, got his ass whooped a little bit on this, so I had to move out quickly. It's an interesting lane split that they also have going on for themselves. It's only the top lane and the bot lane that for a long time was really focused on by the two teams. But Darkmog is now rotating between the lanes again, looking of course for those stacks for his level 1. And if he can, for some kills, but there's a quick stun. That's definitely the problem when he makes a play for Uther. Uther is always going to be ready with that stun, and once Benediction is available on level 16, this is going to get even more annoying for him, without a doubt. So, 1 kill to 0, still maintaining that. A big fight centering in the middle of the map. And Illidan is still down at the bottom. Now, it is of course a problem leaving him alone on lanes. He can destroy structures fairly quickly. Question is, how deep is Darkmog now going to go on this? Is he going to just come in? And yes, he actually does. So they're just saying, well, you might take a few more shots than we do, but we are going to destroy at least your bot wall, and that's exactly what he's currently doing here. So goes up against Kure again, has to move out, but as long as they're getting at least some of these shots fired, this is going to be pretty nice for Team Ultralisk. So having Illidan in their arsenal is going to help them. But, well, can Mopsio maybe set up something for Li Ming? Not so far. So Stormbolts, yes, they come out and they tee up some of these combos, but it's not enough just yet. So the red team is losing a fair amount of structures now. Ultralisk at the top is defending against Falstad, so at least the wall has been destroyed here. But the entire fight is now shifting towards the top temple after the shots in the middle have been depleted. And yeah, this could get a bit spicy now. Because if the blue team locks this one in too, then it's a problem. First stun is out. Yeah, going a bit for a clap. False stun has to get out of here. And the blue team is taking control again. Now, of course, you're facing off against a totally different problem. It's not only Illidan and all of the chaos that he can create, but you are also dealing with Sergeant Hammer, and the level 7 talent is now ready, meaning that mobility is not an issue any longer for Nano. So, yeah, that's a problem. They get most of the stacks here. They're trying for Illidan, by the way. Might be able to get him. Yeah, the two of them have a chance. And yes, there it is. Illidan is dead. But structurally, it is a big problem for Team Kure. Structurally, they've lost a lot. They've lost towers. They've lost their endpoints on the forts. So now they're trying to at least steal some of these siege giants away to get a leg up through that measure. But yeah, experience is also not too bad for them. I mean, they're nearly hitting level 10 now. But I still got to say that it could be getting dangerous very quickly for the red team, considering that they are starting to lose structures in the middle and the top lane. So yeah, next one obviously is going to focus down at the bottom of the map. Now at least they have level 10 that gives us the Divine Shield, and we also have Last Rites that makes things a bit more manageable. But got to be very, very cautious now. Level 10 for the opponent's team. We get the Hunt. BFG probably going to come in addition to that. Go for the throat, lightning breath. And they went napalm, so they're going to try and poke a bit more. Okay. With Hunt, I thought they were trying to tee everything up for a very quick kill on a single target, but no. Obviously, if you go for the Hunt, it's not only an aggressive tool, but it's also something that allows you to play a pseudo-global on the map. And they kind of got to do that, considering that Falstad is here. So part of the thought process is for sure to be able to mirror Falstad's plays. And also apply pressure to him whenever Falstad goes onto a side lane and is there solo. So it makes it very annoying and difficult for him when he has to be afraid that Illidan just says hello a second later. 33 stacks for Falstad, adding a few more as we speak. And bot lane is up. Oh yes, Nano is able to Z out, is able to get away. But this wall is now opened. And with Greymane, the problem is not only Illidan on structures. I mean, you have Greymane too, so there's a lot of really big tools now to take structures down. And we all know that on Sky Temple, if you are able to take structures down just like that, that is absolutely fantastic. Kure has to deal with Illidan again. They're all moving down to the bottom of the map now for the next temple, Illidan included, by the way, so he could still rotate towards Falstad as the bird is starting to threaten the top fort a bit. They still have a slight lead in experience, nothing that is too crazy, but it is there. Has to be accounted for at least. And yes, Illidan is gonna say hello. Not gonna go for the Hunt straight away, not just immediately. Bit of easy damage done, and Falstad is now flying down. So Falstad is flying down, they're trying to turn this into 4 versus 5. And where's that gust when you need it? Right here. And boy, did Greymane get wrecked. Greymane got absolutely murdered by that play. Gusted into a corner and insta-killed. Illidan, on the other hand, goes straight for the fort, but let's take another look at that battle. Falstad comes in right here, gets the gust perfectly right, and there's no chance for Greymane to escape. He gets immediately killed. Problem is, of course, that Illidan has now destroyed the top fort. Didn't have a problem annihilating that, and yeah, gets the value. And the bird at the bottom still in trouble, but Li Ming also was trying to see if she can maybe get another kill and a reset. And boy, they're going for Diablo and they're going hard on him. Death Knight is low and Death Knight is dead. Resets and combos still coming out here. 13 versus 13, and damn son, they're even getting Sergeant Hammer with that play. They're getting a triple. What? 3 kills all of a sudden for Team Kure as they are taking the entire bot lane apart. Nicely done. So, very well played here. Look at this. Stormbolt comes out, Diablo's already dead, then they go for Sergeant Hammer, they get a quick and easy kill on him, and then it is Stukov that dies last. They're getting 3 kills in total, easily played there. And now they have control over the bottom temple, and that was just exceptionally well played. Now they have 5 kills to 1. Illidan still a problem. still an issue. They need to deal with him somehow, especially as the map opens up a bit, and especially as we are, of course, getting more and more space here for everybody for Illidan to chase targets down. I mean, that's one of the biggest problems that they are going to be running here, to be honest. But, yep, there it is again. So, down to the bottom of the map, 4 destroyed at the top. A lot of them have already taken damage. Now it's a level lead for the red team. They're still looking to see if they can get an early level 16, particularly with a double temple coming up next. That would be fairly beneficial if they could get a lead on that. Falstad is mirroring a bit what Illidan has been doing so far and pushes these lanes out. But we are in for a super interesting game now. Kure's team is still ahead with a 1-0. If they can win here, a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 would be absolutely spectacular for them. And the birdie gets some extra damage in. Also gets some stacks. Darkmog moved maybe a bit too far out. No stun against him though. And now they gotta be careful because Diablo is looking to net them another kill. Which so far hasn't happened, but off we go. There's the team fight up at the top. Li Ming looking for another reset. Looking for another combo. Might get it right here. Fires it against Sergeant Hammer. Gust is out. Divine Shield is in. There's the barbecue play and Make dies. Make is gone and they get the kill on Malthael. Now they go for Uther. The blue team not on our watch. They come in and they get the big triple kill. Well done. Well done, and both of the teams now on even experience and level 16. That's exactly how they needed to play it, and it was just perfect. Malthael never got an ult off, never saw an opportunity really. And now, of course, Darkmog is leading the charge as they're going straight for another fort in the middle without the help of any temple. They take another structure down. The fort destroyed, the temple's up. Yeah, and a big momentum swing. Huge momentum swing on this. Initially, it was the red team that got the lead in kills, that really got ahead here. But now, with that play made, we're getting another fort destroyed at the bot lane. Both of the temples are under the control of the blue team, and they're getting tons and tons of structural value now. Team Kure is falling farther and farther behind on structures. They try for Diablo, and they get the kill. They don't get the stack from Malthael, but they get 1 kill, they get 2 kills, so they got the double here. With Stukov getting murdered a second later. So yeah, job well done. Illidan, of course, still doing his own thing down at the bottom of the map, but now also has to retreat since heroes are starting to miss. But yeah, take another look at that fight. So they came in. First, they come in with Falstad from the side, and then BAM! Stukov gets destroyed a second after Dibbles bites the dust. 7 kills, 2-4 now. 12.5 minutes in. Top lane still has to be dealt with. The birdie likely going to take over, but they took the boss. Got a freebie on this one with the 2 kills that they got. It is one momentum swing after another. I mean, it's honestly pretty cool to watch. First, it's the red team taking an advantage. Blue team responds in kind, takes a triple kill and forces them back, takes multiple structures down. And now on the back of that double kill that we saw a moment earlier, Team Kure is able to get a boss, apply pressure at the bottom of the map, and honestly should also take the remaining shots here, which they so far have not done. So, at the top, a bit more experience. Still no big gap or anything. But yeah, Mopsio gets, what was that, 3 shots fired, and that's all that he was able to take. So they are still not going for big fights. And the lead in experience is honestly not all that big. I mean, if you think about the situation as it looks right now, they are not massively ahead or anything. So it's not like these kills that they got a bit earlier have now led to them running the show here with a level lead that translates then into early Storm Talents. So they're able to take some forts down too, but their own keep at the bottom of the map has already taken damage, and that is definitely a problem. Now, thanks to level 16, Illidan, of course, has to take it a bit more carefully in those team fights, because, again, Benediction would allow you for those additional stuns. You have Muradin then, too. But it is definitely an interesting dynamic between the two teams now. So, as is, Falstad is taking control over the bot lane, as he should, obviously. So, he's controlling that as best as he can. Whereas here in the middle, there's still a couple of things he can do. I mean, he could, for example, also take those walls down and make sure that you don't give your opponent more vision than you really have to. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Gia. Falstad easily controlling the bottom of the map. They want the early level 20. The question is just simply, what are they going to do with it? Once you have the Storm Talents, what's up? Boss has been taken. There's no temple up. You can try and force a fight, but you have a very, very narrow window. So, kind of unlikely to happen. So, there it is. Storm Talon is in. And what now? What are you going to do with that? Very little that you actually can do here. So, for now, we got the no one can stop death. We got Rewind in. We got the Wind Tunnel as well. And, yeah, it's going to be a little bit problematic. Because, yeah, they can't do a whole lot. It's only half a level until 20 for the blue team. So if they want to do anything, they can siege up on the top lane a bit, maybe with Gia, and try and get at least the wall destroyed. The temple activates in 16 seconds. That's more than enough for the blue team to get themselves Storm Talons too. So we're going to see an even fight. We got the mechanical know-how, by the way, on 16, so no Giant Killer here. Already double Storm, Bolt of the Storm. One for Diablo with the Hellgate, one for Illidan as well. But, yeah, that's Storm Talons right there. Ultra Capacitors are in. And they're taking the first shots, but Illidan has to be taken into consideration. I would love for Mako to actually half back, because if not, Illidan is going to push that keep out. Somebody needs to stop this, and Illidan can always half in there, instead trying to go for the fight and take it quickly. But Illidan can go for the keep now. Illidan is going for the keep. And they didn't get the kill. Maybe now, can they go for Stukov? No, they can't kill him. Divine Shield is out, and Illidan is going to claim this for sure. So Darkmorg is just side laning it. And, well, there it is. So they're getting this very, very quickly. No problem for them. Big win. The only thing that would have changed that is a kill at the mid lane fight. And that didn't happen. So now Kure and his boys are in a seriously bad spot. And they might go for the boss at the 1 minute mark. Ooh, it's a trap! And the Stormbolt misses. No! If you hit that Stormbolt, Greymane is dead. Couldn't decide which one to go for and then aim for the middle instead. Yeah, Liming is down, Diablo is down, but no resets for our girl. The entire team is getting wiped here. Mopsio, he's the only survivor now after this. And this is going to be the end. Well, not 100%, but likely. Likely going to be the end. They're already going for it. So yeah, big team fight value. Big plays being made. Huge fight over this. First one to fall was Li Ming. If she survives and gets some resets, then maybe they can do something. But that wasn't the case. And now you have Illidan, you have Greymane. So when you're making a play for the core, there is very little that can stop you right now, since only Muradin and Malthael are alive to begin with. So yeah, this is going to end the second game. And as I already predicted in game number 1, this is very likely going to be a close series. So 4 maps are given now. A 5 mapper not out of the question, as we are finishing up Sky Temple. 11 kills, 2-8, and Team Ultralisk takes the W on map number 2. Nicely done, GG. Well played. Okay, so we're going into game number 3, and apparently I'm pulling a little bit of a Houdini again. So, actually, if you are familiar with the tech issues that I have with my camera, then you know that I had some cable problem with that and the continuous charging there. And I actually swapped out some things and thought the issue was solved. Apparently I'm wrong, so at least for this draft we're going to do it without the camera. And yeah, that unfortunately means for me that I have not found the solution yet, because I thought that switching a couple of cables has solved it. Starting to have a feeling that the camera itself is the cause, which would mean that I will need an upgrade there eventually, so kinda unlucky. But yeah, we are on Towers of Doom. The series is tied. Game number 3 is coming up, and they're banning out Abathur, leaving the Vikings on the map. So, yeah, Vikings are still up, just saying. This is after all game number 3, so 20 heroes are currently unavailable. And in addition to that, we also have Hazuops on one side. And as I say it, I'm realizing that's not the case. Yeah, we had like weird team flips because some people are currently just observing, and whoever controlled the 2 teams has been interestingly generous with some of the teams, at least initially. There was like all kinds of weird stuff. I was playing for the blue team. I think Barmut was playing for the red team. So yeah, it took a while. So yeah, sorry, my bad. But yeah, obviously Hazu is not in this one. But still, we have people that could play the Vikings if they wanted to. And on Towers of Doom, that's always tempting. Now, Lucia gets banned. Tracer gets banned. They're getting rid of all the Overwatch heroes, or at least they're trying. But Gia now comes in with Maiev. And I really like the way that they're handling this, because Gia played Karrigan earlier, therefore removing one of Ultralisk's heroes. Now he's doing the same with Maiev. They're going for a lot of first picks on these two. So you can't ban out Ultralisk completely, but you can definitely limit his pool a little bit, and you can take some of the heroes away from him. And doing that with Karrigan and with Maiev is a very good choice. This is a very nice approach that they are running now in those games. Obviously, then you still have to contest with Nano and his hero pool. Nano has so far been able to get whatever he wanted. He got Hanzo in game number 1, he now has Chromie, so definitely some of his best heroes for sure. And oftentimes when you see him on different teams or in a different environment, it means that he's not going to get all of that. Usually people target him too, because they know how strong he can be on these heroes. But in this case, you gotta pick your poison, right? Like, what are you gonna do? Do you deal with Ultralisk? Do you deal with Nano? There's only so much that you can ban. Legacy now with Anduin, so Urel together with that. Already fairly aggressive here and can use Anduin to just pull targets out. They seem to be really afraid of Stitches, or at least annoyed of him potentially being played. So Stitches is not going to be a thing in this game either. There are a couple of funny things that you could actually do if you're playing something crazy like Anduin, Medivh, Stitches, maybe Falstad. I mean, you can really play separation. You get Stitches in, Anduin pulls him towards a portal that Medivh created from a distance. You get through that, and then Falstad gusts whoever comes out of the gorge. There's a lot of fun stuff, and I believe it was Team at some point last year that did something like that in a bit of a trolley game. It was just hilarious to see. But on the blue team side, we now get Malfurion and we get Hogger. Would be the perfect draft for Tracer, but they banned her out, so Malfurion and Tyrael obviously two of Tracer's best friends. But for the red team, the final two picks, Mako on Tychus, which we haven't seen in a hot minute. And we get Varian. Varian Urel plus Maiev and Tychus behind it on Towers of Doom for all the damage. And Ultralisk, last but not least, he's going to be the one to lock in the final hero for the blue team. What's it going to be? They definitely started to target his hero pool a little bit, or at least his favorites, let's put it like that. But he needs to bring a bit more damage for the team. And it is indeed Thrall. Towers of Doom, game number 3. Let's go, everybody. Third map in the best of 5. Game number 3, Ultralisk on Hogger for the blue team. We have Darkmok on Thrall, Death Knight on Tyrael, Kelvin on Malfurion, and Nano is playing Chromie. So it's actually kind of wild to see Ultralisk on Hogger now, so they swapped heroes around a little bit and put Darkmok on the War Chief. But Ultralisk on Hogger is not something that you are seeing that often. On the right side, we have Team Kure. After losing on Sky Temple, now with Mako on Tychus, Mopsio on Varian, Gia on Maiev, we get Kure on Urel, and Legacy is playing Anduin. Okay, party time. Who is gonna get first blood here? Seems like they're all willing to go for an immediate fight straight up in the middle of the map. Going for that 5v5 action right now. And Urel, she's most likely gonna take over the top lane. Still coming in here for that little battle. And yeah, the party continues with a focus on Gia, and Maiev is alive. How did that happen? It felt that Death Knight only needed to go for another auto attack and Gia would have died, but he somehow made it out. Now they're going instead for Urel, and guess what? They're getting her. So Team Ultralisk, with some aggressive moves in the early game, are able to lock in kill number 1 and therefore first blood. Yeah, nicely done. So, good move. Won map number 2, gained a little bit of momentum. Maybe game number 1 was a fluke, and they just needed, you know, to get a bit more into their rhythm here. But either way, down to the bottom of the map is where we now get these rotations going, and with the 1 minute mark passing, and of course means it is pumpkin time. It's Halloween. Yeah, now that we're getting closer to Halloween and just Christmas in general, and with closer I mean we're in the middle of September, but obviously supermarkets want to sell us all of this stuff, it's getting dangerous again. I'm a huge sucker for good gingerbread, and I have a little bit of a sweet tooth too, so there's a lot of really nice candy that is mainly available around Christmas. Oh, I need to stay away from those. It's gonna be bad though. But yeah, kill for kill. We got Hogger killed, and it's actually Ultralisk that dies first here. I am very curious to see how he's going to perform on Hogger in general, particularly compared, of course, to his traditional picks. It's not something that you see from him a whole lot. Normally, he's always the one to play Genji, to play Kerrigan, to play Maiev. Goes for Medivh, again, all those damage dealers, you can Sergeant Hammer into the mix, I mean, you name it. But Hogger is not really a hero that I immediately associate with Ultralisk as a huge threat, you know? So the build continues with the Divine Vigor here for Tyrael, already indicating that we could also get some aggressive plays. I mean, just imagine if we're getting Judgment and then Chromie homes in on the target too, and they get all the damage unleashed onto a single target. That would be pretty spectacular as well. But either way, down to the bottom of the map, we now have them trying to get into position for the altars. 18 seconds left, and there's still some pump-ins on the board that they could take. Chromie with a proper greeting here. And yeah, I mean, the only proper greeting that I know is this one. That's a proper greeting, for sure. So Leoric shows how it's done. Chromie is boasting that, but yeah. Top left, top right, we have the channel swapped. Each team gets an altar. Down here, that's where the real party starts. It's a party, baby! And we got taunt-ins. So yeah, action is there, and Hogger goes down. That's the second time that he died. That's 2 kills against the blue team and 2 kills against Ultralisk. So Ultralisk is currently getting farmed. Maybe a bit too early to really talk about it, but yeah, he's a bit in trouble. So is Tychus. I have no real idea why they thought that it would be a good idea to have him in that spot with nearly no hit points against Chromie, but that very quickly resulted in Tychus getting murdered. And now Death Knight, they're trying for him, but Nano, of course, is just controlling the space super nicely here. Doing a great job on it. Tyrael, though, is the one that falls, but big value. Nice, that was nice. Malfurion gets the root on the ground, and then they are able to capitalize not only on Tyrael's explosion, but also the damage that comes straight behind it. So incredibly well done. It was so well done that we're going to take another look at it. So, as you can see, here comes the root, then Tyrael's explosion connects 2, they come in, drop Mopsio, and that is a double kill, the first one for the team. And honestly, it redeems also Ultralisk a bit, since he was the one that got both of the kills for them here. But yeah, that was nicely done. 4 kills to 3. Down to the bottom of the map, it's again time for the pumpkins, so they're gonna make all of their little moves here as they're trying to get these in. Both of the teams do. 4 kills to 3 now, giving a lead in experience, in kills to the blue team. Question is just simply, can they hold on to that? But the build on Tyrael is already indicating that he is very interested in dealing a bit more damage here, and that they indeed want to set up this combo that I mentioned earlier. Judgment is more than just an option for them right now. Currently, it is what you would expect given the build that he's going for. We have, even with Taunt, by the way, on level 4, Master Assassin. So there's obviously always a chance that if you're going for a variant combo with Tychus, that you're going for more of an auto attack style and add in the rhythm on level 4, and then try and capitalize on these taunts with a big trade value and get stacks quickly, so that you can ramp that up into the mid and late game. We've seen it in the past a few times, but this is a traditional grenade build with Master Assassin for Odin. The extra attack speed that you're going to get right there. And, well, we are seeing another big fight with a pretty good tether here too. She has to get out of the fight since he's starting to drop low though, and the same is true for Kure himself. So yes, the Space Goat is in a bit of trouble. So things are starting to become a bit more dangerous for the red team as they're losing hit points fast, but they are getting access to the bottom altar, get the channel, and now tie the points on the core. Both teams on 32. Here's the early level 10 now for Kure's team. Odin is expected. I mean, no surprises here. Only surprise is honestly that we get Sanctification. With Purge Evil and with Divine Vigor, they still go into Sanctification. Was always an option, but really given that they have Chromie and have a lot of tools that they can stack up on the same target, I thought that going for another game with Judgment might be an option for them here. I've also Sundering, but Urel already died. Kure never used his ult. Actually kind of interesting. So Kure not using his ult here. Might have thought that he gets out of this, but far from it. So he's gone. And down here with the Sundering, it should mark the end of Legacy as well. So both of them dead. The two US boys have been killed, and that opens up the bottom bell tower for a big attack and potentially also the first conversion that they're going to get here. Well, they're getting another kill, so that's already good news for them. Blue team definitely now starting to gain a bit of momentum, starting a small snowball. We're not quite on Avalanche level just yet, but they are of course hoping to build on this now. 5 versus 3 bell tower situation that should help you to get a little bit further ahead with this, but yeah, we'll see what they can actually do here. I mean, for now it's still a little bit too early to tell. But yeah, either way. Now, as this all plays out, we still have fairly even experience. Gotta mention that as well. So yes, bot lane control is obviously very important and very annoying when you lose it. So they have to bring this back. But they are not too far behind in XP. Both teams are closing in on level 12. And with that, we now have another taunt coming in. They're hoping to take Tyrell down quickly. And with a good tether, they're getting Death Knight really deep into this. So that was well played by them. A nice chain that they executed. And even the Tyrell explosion isn't hitting anything. Okay. Yeah, middle of the map though. Urel forced into her ult. Losing Tyrell, definitely a bit of a nuisance. But now we have a double altar coming up, so that should be 5 points. Should give them a significant lead now, on the core at least. The experience still pretty much the same. Actually, they might be able to get this with the pumpkins that are now moving in. They might, they should, they could. Yeah, they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it thanks to the pumpkins before the altars are active. So, good on them. 4 shots fired on each side. Nothing else. I like it. Thrall, by the way, is still struggling to get his quest completed. So he went into the Frostwolf pack on level 4 and is currently still trying to get to a full stack. He's sitting at a single stack thus far. So yeah, has missed a few. Hasn't died yet. Oh, Ultralisk. You can really tell that he's a main assassin player. Beautiful play. Really well done. I mean, honestly, that was so well executed. They saw an opportunity, they took it right away, and that's the end of Tychus. So you gotta give him some credit for that. The Hoarder pulled here, just cut Tychus off completely and didn't leave him a chance. This was so well done. And, well, there might be a counter kill now. So yeah, that's the flip side, though. So him dying in a situation like this when they are running a 5 versus 4 is, of course, slightly annoying. Good Sundering to save Death Knight. But yeah, take another look at this particular play. So here he comes in, cuts him off completely a second later, and there's no chance for Tychus to escape. The red team then destroying Ultralisk a moment later and killing Hogger was of course pretty neat, so that keeps them still in range. Red team has even taken a lead in experience, which really helps them here. So yeah, it's a very, it's really, the series that we got today in all of the games are super entertaining and really interesting to watch, because we're now looking at an experience lead for Team Kure, even though they are trailing heavily in kills, and it seems that they are struggling in team fights. So one of the two teams will have to turn this around a bit. Maybe an early level 16 could help the red team also to gain some momentum and dominance in team fights, and then snowball the game. But yeah, 28 points to 24. We got also pumpkins again claimed consistently on both sides for the respective teams. Single altar now at the bottom of the map and the opportunity to draw even again. Team Kure, the series is obviously already tied, but you could also tie it now on core points with a bit of a chance here. So yeah, let's see if they can somehow pull that off. There's already a quick taunt happening. They're coming again for the target, but there's Tranquility, and guess what? Mopsio is in trouble. But he gets pulled out by Anduin. The father-son duo over here. And they kill Thrall. They take Thrall down, but Varian finally dies. So yeah, And Anduin dies too. United in death. It is, it's a story. So yeah, they're united in death, and both of them got dropped here. But yeah, so Anduin and Varian together right now, and yeah. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. Disney level writing right here. Shots fired, and it is the blue team that pulls a little bit farther ahead, and obviously since they're now in a 5 versus 3 situation, they would love to get a bit more than that. At the bottom of the map there's only 2 defenders. I'm kind of blown away that they're not going for the bell tower. I mean, I guess they're getting it with the pumpkins, but I think they could have really moved in, take it without pumpkin support. Could still do it now, and then try and escort those pumpkins in. So, yeah, that's still possible. Kill it before they run. Yeah, lost one. Alright, they lost one of them. Okay. But, can they get one of them, one of the remaining ones, or maybe both of them even through here? That would, of course, be the dream. Still that half-level advantage for Team Kure, by the way, so they haven't lost that yet. Yeah. Yeah, they will likely take those 2 out. Both pumpkins are going to be lost here. And by the way, Thrall is still not done. Thrall is still not done. So Darkmog is still waiting to get the full synergy with this Alpha Wolf talent on level 16. He locked that in, but he just doesn't get the quest reward here. The cooldown reduction and the mana cost reduction is actually huge. It's really something that you can spam out later, and you are building that synergy with your Alpha Wolf, so you get more and more damage out. So that he has not been able to complete this 13 minutes into the game. This is kind of annoying. Particularly since he only died once. So he had plenty of time there. Yeah. Boss gets taken at the top. Yeah, they're not going for the conversion at the bottom. This is an interesting choice now too, because since they can't get that bell tower back, this gives them at least 4 points. But it is of course a double or triple altar phase now. So I guess they're hoping to get a bit more than only 1. But Hoga is already channeling the bottom through, so that's 5 shots fired already. And they are looking at a fight at the top left here, from what it seems. No, they're actually retreating. They were only hoping that they could get a quick and easy kill in by setting a trap, but that didn't happen. So the core will be down to 10 points. Yeah, 10 points is all that they got there. Down to the bottom of the map. They even sacrifice Odin. They're like, yeah, we need to take this back. We can't give them a chance to defend this. So let's get Odin in and let's fire from all cannons as quickly as we can. But there's the attack. Tyrael moving in, out. They try to zone Mucke away from the bell tower so that they can still maintain control here. So far that's worked. And still the red team maintaining their lead in experience. Yeah. It's mainly the minion experience. I mean, look at the gap in minion experience. It's actually nasty. That's an 7 to 8,000 lead in minion experience. That is massive. Absolutely massive. It's pretty crazy, to be honest with you. So, yeah, they're looking good. 10 kills to 6 overall. We're looking at the damage numbers. We now have 30,000 for Tychus. Chromie has 46,000. Even Thrall is more than Tychus. Tychus and Maiev are currently tied on the red team. And the gap gets closed a bit in experience. So they're getting there. Still no additional stacks for Thrall though. I mean, he's in the middle of the map. Far away from the fight here. But even with level 20, the best that they can hope for is take that bell tower back, and I think they're going to get this either way. Nano pausing the game. That should be bad news here. Darkmog, he dropped earlier, but it's actually not him. It's Ultralisk this time. So apparently they're taking turns. In one of the earlier games it was Darkmog that dropped from the game, and now it is Ultralisk. So every single time that Ultralisk drops from the game, I'm honestly getting a little bit worried because of his history with having shitty internet. The guy lives in the middle of nowhere, irgendwo im Nirgendwo. So yeah, it's supposedly fixed, and for a long time it has been fairly stable now, but every time that he drops I'm just getting flashbacks to back in the days, and yeah, this time they could fix it quickly. This bell tower at the top might actually fall. Hoga is saving it. No, ooh, this is getting close. Oi, 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 holy hell. There's level 20. And they're saving... can you call that saving the bell tower? I mean, honestly, if you huff and puff a little bit, that thing breaks. So I guess they're going to give this one up because they don't have level 20. So, yeah. They're also stealing this one away. Not a lot that can be done here. But that means that we now have 10 points on the core against 17. Okay. They're hoping for more. They want to not only take their own bell tower back, they want to steal one. They're going for the bottom of the map, and guess what? They're going to get it. They take the pumpkins, they take the bell tower, so all of a sudden it is the blue team that is behind in bell towers, and I still have to highlight this one, because if they send anyone there for a single hit, they're going to lead with 6 bell towers to 2. And you know what you can do with 6 bell towers to 2? You can start a comeback. And a pretty impressive one at that. They're not that far behind. It's 17 points against 10. It's not that big of a gap. So, yeah. But they haven't sent anyone topside. I honestly thought that maybe Urel would make a move. But here's level 20. So Holy Arena is now in. The Hola Pult got upgraded into the secret stash. And, well, we have to fight for the bell tower at the bottom of the map. Next altar is spawning bot side. So if you don't take this bell tower back, you pretty much have no way of accessing it if you're Team Ultralisk. So, yeah. There's no easy access to that. You have to go through the middle. But it is actually Tyrael that falls. And Varian. So kill 4 kills. Nice. They are able to pull a trade off. Since Tyrael couldn't even use his Holy Arena. So there's a big ult that they weren't able to use here. Talking about ults, Kure had to use his too. And still eats the entire barrage here from Chromie in particular. Yeah, she's absolutely shedding the shit out of them. Massive damage from her. Chromie's sitting at 64,000. But it just doesn't seem like they're going to get enough in time. They're still trying to make a play there. Darkmok just lost his stacks again. Missed the Wolf. Is now making a play for Maka. They're really trying to space them out here. They're zoning them hard. Trying to get somebody isolated. For example, Maiev. Making sure that they're not getting too much coordination. So it's a hard-fought battle between them. Thrall is now coming in from the top. Yeah, it's trying again. Ultralisk is ultra low and ultra dead. And that's bad news. And not just a bit, because that's a channel, that's 5 shots fired. And that puts the... actually, that's 4 shots fired. Damn, son, they actually got this in time. Who would have thought? 13 to 10. Nice. That was frame perfect. I mean, that was perfect timing. They couldn't have hit that a second later. It would have been an absolute disaster for them. But yeah, they made it somehow happen. So, job well done. They are getting the bell tower control back at the bottom. And up at the top, the bell tower is now lost. So the pressure is still on the blue team. They are the ones that are losing ground here in the late game. And it showcases again, this is obviously, it is one of the biggest comeback maps in the pool. Now a boss gets taken, that means it's single digits on Team Ultralisk. So yes, at this point, the red team has officially taken over. Up to now, it was at least on the core an advantage for the blue team, but now they've lost this too. So the shots are fired, that puts them down to 9. It's 5 versus 3 bell towers, and this is the big comeback that Team Kure was planning here. And they are doing a stellar job on it right now. Darkmok, yeah, hearthing back and trying to help out Hogger at the top as they attempted to retake this. But the next 2 altars are now spawning at the bottom and the middle. And given the current situation, if they now take this one, it means that both altars in the hands of Team Kure would win the red team Towers of Doom. Yeah, they're trading. Top lane lost, bot lane won. Meaning this one is a freebie. You can't access this, only through the top. So this one is going to be a free channel, 5 shots fired. Blue team is going to be down to 4, and then it's all about who wins the team fight here. And if the red team sneaks this one in, they claim victory. Yeah, could also play around Tyrael, I guess, a little bit, but yeah, shots are fired, so now we're down to 4 points as predicted. Thrall bolts out of the fight. Urel also in a bit of trouble here. Yeah, everybody is still battling it out, trying to look for a nice target. Taunt is up and could be used. Might have to go for it, and they do with Ultralisk. But it's Anduin that falls. Anduin is dead, and so is Mopsio. Guys, again, it is the father-son duo. They die together, and they die together. Yeah. 13 to 8 kills now. Easy channel over here. And of course, now the question is, how do you play this? They want to try and take one of the bell towers back before they're even going for the channel. They want to get 4 points instead of only 3. They will still be behind. They know that right now they need to ride this momentum hard. They really need to. So now they can channel for 4 points instead of only 3, but they need more out of this than only that. They need to do more. And they're trying. They're trying to control the bot lane now as well. Going for the bell tower here. Should be able to claim this. The problem is that they're getting traded at the top. So now it's again 4 bell towers to 4. Could argue that the position is a bit better for the blue team because they have bot lane control, which is always advantageous thanks to the pumpkin camps. But Kure's team has not just given up on this, by no means. 6 points to 4 though. We're really going down to the wire on this one. So things are looking very good. At this point, it's 6 pumpkins through the bottom. That is technically enough to win the game. There's no way they're going to get all of them in, but yeah, technically it's enough. Already 1 down. 8 kills to 3. Here we are. Thrall gets attacked. Oh, they need to use the Holy Arena to save him, and immediately everybody from Team Kure moves back. Everybody moves back here. Next altar, single altar in the middle. Oh, it's getting so close here. The next altar should decide the game. I would be shocked if it didn't. Even with the 6 points on the side of Team Kure, if you lose that fight, teams are gonna end this. Sundering and Light Bomb go off at the same time, and everybody is, or both of them are getting stunned. But yeah, here's the altar spawn. I mean, who knows? Maybe the red team is giving it up and we're talking about 4 points to 2. I don't really see it. How long for the boss to be back up? 1.5 minutes. Damn, there's so many things to fight over right now. First it's going to be the altar, then it's going to be the boss. They're already hoping to get this in the middle. And I guess with the minions, they are going to get it now. So yeah, this is also looking great. But can they win that altar? Now, especially with the mid lane up... Oh, again? How many times are these guys dropping? What is going on here? I mean, at this point, it's a tactical pause for sure. Boys, you got to be a bit careful on this one. Mid lane bell tower is going to be dropped, so that means it's 5-2-3. Seems like nobody has actually dropped over here. Maybe they have some issues with voice this time, for real. But yep, we also got 53,000 damage now from Tychus. We got 82,000 from Nano. Chromie has been killing it. Absolutely killing it. Chromie with a big damage. Now, as I mentioned, the bell tower in the middle is going to drop. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 situation. And now, of course, the question is, who claims it? If the blue team gets the channel, it's not over yet. If the red team, on the other hand, takes it, then yeah, it is definitely GG. So, yeah, here we go. This is going to be the moment right there. Everybody is trying to anchor, making sure that nobody gets a free channel. Slowing Sands already out, and Make, with all the range that he has, goes for the interrupts. Nano trying to do the same, zoning them as best as possible. But once that Odin runs out, they are going to be in a bit of an awkward spot because they got to go a lot deeper to interrupt these. And keep in mind, Death Knight, he actually has his Sanctification. He could use that to cheese it, but they're giving it up anyways. Doesn't even have to. So yep, off we go. Channel is in, 3 shots fired, game not over. 4 points to 3. Boss up in 10 seconds. Yep, that boss ends the game no matter who claims it. And now they are in a pretty good spot. They have the earlier position on this. In comes Uriel. Here's the fight. Tranquility. Make is low. He's really low and he's really dead. Make down. 5 versus 4. Main damage for the red team is gone. Looks like Team Ultralisk might have just turned this one around. 5 versus 4 now, and they're going for the boss. They know that they can now bait them in. They will have to react. Team Kure will have to respond, and that's the biggest problem at this point for them. The only thing that the red team wants to do is waste time. Draw them away from the boss as much as possible. Waste their time. Time for Tychus to come back and not lose anybody. Urel already sitting there trying to move back out. Boss has been attacked. Disc is out. They're buying time. As much time as possible. They got to. It's the only choice for them. The only way. Ults are slowly coming back up, at least a few of them. They need to time it perfectly. 10 seconds for Tychus. Boss still up, has still not been caught here. This is looking better and better for the red team, but are they going to lose another hero? Kure is low. It is Tyrael that falls. The explosion! The shots are fired. The game is over. GG! And Team Ultralisk takes the 2-1 lead in the best of 5 series. Game number 4, Tomb of the Spider Queen. It is the opportunity for Team Ultralisk to move on to the next round of the losers bracket and send the Americans packing. Team Kure, they gotta step it up a little bit and win 2 in a row now if they want to make it to the next round of the tournament and not get eliminated. As it happens, if Kure's team loses, that means that all the Americans would be out of the tournament. So it would be kind of crazy from a development perspective, especially given the results in the round robin and how we started into all of this. It's a really entertaining series though, so continuous back and forth between the two teams with one comeback after another. Now we get Lucio banned again, Medivh, so they're still trying to target some of Ultralisk's heroes here. And it is Tomb of the Spider Queen, only game number 3, so 20 heroes not available because they have been played before, but very interested to see what Ultralisk is now going to pick, and a bit more so what they're also going to do with Mopsio, because it seemed to me that in quite a few of the games they have been starting to target Mopsio as well. Now, Mopsio obviously had hiatus for a long time from Heroes of the Storm, and then when he heard about the RavenCourt and the entire system that was arranged around the bot initially with the preseason, he installed the game again and started playing, but it also means that there are still some heroes that he's going to feel way more comfortable with than with others. And now that we're going in game number 3, you're banning 2 tanks out right at the beginning. If Ultralisk's team now claims one immediately, they can really just try and direct him a bit away from heroes they don't want him on. Gia with a very, very quick Vala pick, by the way, super early here. So that's already interesting to begin with. Here comes Mephisto, and they don't go into a tank. Okay, so they go for Mephisto, for Nano, and they got Kane, leaving all the tanks up for grabs. I mean, all the still available ones, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, we'll see what they can do with this now, because I believe that Mopsio is very likely going to pick his tank early, I'd assume. But Vala, obviously, on Tomb of the Spider Queen, you can now go into a multi-shot build. I highly doubt that we're going to get anything along the lines of an auto attack style. And again, no tank, so they feel confident that they have more than enough options to help out with this. Alright, another chance to maybe even ban another tank out, force his hands slightly, because they're going to have the next pick, so they could eliminate 2 very quickly here. But let's see how they're going to play their cards. I mean, it's Kure left and Mopsio, so it's all about the tank and the side laner. Depends on which position they want to target here. And they take the panda out. Okay. That's actually kind of sad. No Chen on this one. And the red team, they still have a lot of heroes to address here. It's a bit annoying from their perspective, because you have Ultralisk still up. You could also target Darkmog. Darkmog is also sometimes a bit of a wild card in the way that he's picking things, but I wouldn't put anything past Darkmog. I could totally see him go into an Arthur side lane and stuff like that. Darkmog, he loves his assassins, he loves his aggressive side laners. He played Thrall, he played Illidan already in this series. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to his pick. If anybody is going outside of the box a little bit with his pick, then it could definitely be him. Oh, of course, Ultralisk. But there's Sonya for Darkmog. Yeah, that also makes perfect sense. ETC, okay. ETC and Sonya. That leaves us with Ultralisk as the final pick. And by the way, ETC is also something that Mopsio has played in the past. don't really think that he necessarily would go for that. ETC is always a little bit of a wild card. The problem is just the sit point pool in the way that he is just very squishy and easy to kill therefore. But if played properly, then of course ETC can be an absolute asset to your team. And we've seen that also played multiple times now. In the last series he was used as a side laner once. And now we get Imperius and Ragnaros. Baby Rag is in the house for Kure. Nice. And we get Mopsio again with Imperius, as we have seen, I believe, in... Have we seen it already? No, I don't think so. No, Mopsio didn't play that yet. Yeah. But it's definitely a hero that is very familiar with, obviously, from previous ones. Okay, that leaves us with the final pick. And Ultralisk goes straight for... Jaina. Jaina's in. Let's go, everybody. 2 more Spider Queen. Match point number 1 for Team Ultralisk against Team Kure. Game number 4. Alright. Let's see if we have the final map of the series at hand, or if Team Kure forces the 5th one. Ultralisk on Jaina. We have Death Knight on ETC, Darkmook on Sonya, Kelvin on Deckard Cain, and Nano is playing Mephisto. On the right side of the map, it's Team Kure. They need to win 2 in a row. And Gia actually went for an auto attack style. Okay, they added, of course, a fair amount of heroes that are very good with wave clear as well. But he could have gone into multi-shot. He goes into auto attack with a single support with Legacy on White Mane. We have Kure on Ragnaros, Maka on Junkrat, and Mopsio on Imperius. Now, generally speaking, they are on the squishy side. I guess you can argue that both of the teams essentially are. Mopsio, of course, at the front with Imperius. Imperius has been a main tank for a long time. We've seen him in the side lane position as a main tank position. Can play him as pretty much all of this. The stacks, I guess that essentially Vala will die at some point. If you have only a single support available to help her out here, then it's going to be very problematic to prevent her from dying. But if then at least you're getting proper... Yeah, well, here we go already. If you then at least are able to get good stacks together, that's something. They keep Nano and they keep Ultralisk, both alive as it seems, so nicely done. But the first blood already in the hands of Team Ultralisk. They were able to pull it off and get a quick kill in against Vala. Very early in the game, with now shuts down some of the auto attack speed that she gets through the Gambit quest on level 1. And apparently Kure goes for the Swedish approach in his Ragnaros build. He's going full meatball. So, yep, shifting meteors there. So he goes for the IKEA build. And over on the right side, we have, yeah, still camps, of course, taken. Both teams now at the 1 minute marker going for those bruisers. But good job from the blue team to start things off with a kill against Vala. So that was kind of important. Making sure that they have a chance to shut down some of that auto attack speed very quickly. The sooner the better. It's pretty much the thing. Darkmook, yes, spin to win, baby. Okay. So he was able to get away here. Nice. 10 stacks on the meatballs. Death Knight trying to dodge out on a stun that doesn't come. Yeah, the two of them holding their abilities back. Nobody wanted to use anything here, so it was actually kind of neat because he was just waiting for Mopsio to start the lunge and then step away from it. Very early move here. Look at that. Kure uses his trait instantly to defend against the camp. Apparently just thinking, well, I might as well YOLO it out because, yes, it's a big cooldown, but then again, am I going to use it in the next 2 minutes? Nah, that's not going to happen. So, yeah, there's no chance to... Well, I guess there is a chance that the opponent's team gets a Web Weaver wave, but it is highly unlikely that it's going to hit within the time frame and he doesn't get a chance to get this back. So, yeah. Insane stacks, by the way, from Vala. 41 this quickly? That is pretty impressive. So, great job by Gia. Didn't really expect anything else, to tell you the truth, but the initial kill against him obviously it was a bit of a setback. Now it is White Mane that dies. But yes, Gia already at 57 stacks. He might die a few more times, but he is going to complete this damage level pretty fast. At least if he keeps up the pace here. Now the problem, of course, is that they still lost their support, so they can't fight for the camp at the bottom of the map any longer. They are going to lose control here, and that might result in some of those structures getting destroyed. At the top, Ultralisk. He has, of course, a lot of wave clear now, too, that he can use with his ability rotation to try and push these out. Darkmog, that's... Ooh, 17, my friend. 17 gems. You gotta be very careful that you're not getting murdered there. 20 have already been turned in by the red team, so let's not forget about that either. Yeah, nice move by Mopsio, but no follow-up just yet. So not too much damage, but some of the resources had to move down to the bottom of the map. Now we got a quick slide. Yeah, nice damage against Mopsio, but we're not quite there yet. Engulfing Flame was already out. Mopsio in trouble. Mopsio is dead. Mopsio is down. Death Knight gets away with 100 hit points. Junkrat isn't here, and White Mane gets also killed. Guys, this is getting really dangerous. Now it's 4 kills to 0, and already a bit of a lead with now a turn-in happening. The blue team is just a bit quicker. Junkrat wasn't able to turn in his 15 gems, so now the blue team has a Web Weaver wave and half a level of an advantage. So yeah, this might get very this might get really tricky very quickly for Team Kure. Depends a lot on how they defend now. How well they're able to defend here. Now Kure should have his trade back up. We're now nearly 5 minutes in, so I believe here in the middle he's going to use it quickly. Yep, there it is. So we have Baby Ragnaros doing his best to defend. This is the good news when you have Ragnaros. You can really do a number on your opponent's objectives by taking that out. This down here, that's a bit of a different story though. That wall is already destroyed. At the top it's Jay that is trying to push. If not for Mopsio, I think they would have also tried to get a kill because both White Mane and Vala were very, very low for quite some time here. So defense is currently going strong. Up at the top, the 4 takes some damage, and I guess the same is also true down at the bottom of the map, where they removed some of the hit points. But generally speaking, this was a decent defense. If you have Ragnaros, then this is something that you can do. There's a reason why in the past, one of the cheesier combos, is kind of funny, it was always Ragnaros plus Nazeebo. Because the thought process behind it is that once you get Viral Infection with Nazeebo on level 20 and proper stacks, you just are on a completely different power level and can really, really hurt your opponent. And Ragnaros helps you doing that by you just playing very defensive throughout most of the game and using Ragnaros' trade to defend. So this obviously is not the case. Yeah, nobody went for the Witch Doctor, but we have now level 10 abilities in. Ragnaros still slowing this down, and look at that. Darkmog, he is going full leap on us. Oh, ready to jump in and ready to bring the pain. Yeah, talking about bringing pain. There's the stun, there's some damage. Death Knight. Okay, not even using a slide. And while this fight at the top didn't net a kill, down at the bottom of the map they used Leap and they killed Ragnaros. And that removed immediately a few more gems from the red team. Nice delivery, and they might be able to save Nano. Yeah, not really, but they are also killing Vala, so it's a trade, a kill for a kill. And I guess they're going to take that trade, because that means that Vala now has 10% of her movement speed. Sorry, her attack speed reduced. So this is looking pretty solid still. Even though there's finally a kill for Team Kure, the problem remains. They are falling heavily behind in experience, and I mean heavily. I mean, there's more than a level of a gap now. And there is another turn-in that they could get now, and that they will get. Darkmog is going for the turn-in, and there's Web Weaver wave number 2 for the blue team. Now, of course, now they also need to make sure that they're getting some value with this one, and I mean 1 fort, ideally 2, but the situation is still very promising for the blue team. They want to win this with a 3-1, they want to send Team Kure packing, and they're now trying to do whatever they can in order to make that happen. And again, they are getting close on this one. Up at the top, it's already a very nice position for the Web Weavers as they're coming in for this. So yeah, they can get the damage here. Down at the bottom, they're all collapsing. They leave just before Kure gets the trade out. Nicely done, well interrupted. And that is Ragnaros likely falling. Death Knight is left alone. What a mosh! What a mosh pit! Where's the damage though? Where's the bloody damage? Are you kidding me? They kill the fort, but they don't have enough damage here. Legacy gets away. Darkmog doesn't get the final auto attack in. Mopsio is low, gets healed. Finally kill. White Mane down. Imperius is dead. Kure is moving out, but boy, oh boy. What just happened down here? Goes for the trade, and this time it goes through. The interrupt was great. Yes, they're opening up the bot lane, but still, they didn't do anything about the fort in the middle and the top. And they still get the kill on Ragnaros. So much good shit here happening all of a sudden. That is just crazy. Now they can move in the middle, maybe even take that fort down. But check this out. Imagine Jaina being there. Jaina was at the top, but look at this. If there was more damage here, Darkmog went for the fort first before he did anything else. If Jaina was there with the ring, they would have lost everybody at that particular instance. Holy crap. Yeah, so the keep at the bottom of the map has now taken damage, and while the two forts in the middle and the top are still standing, I gotta say that they will be picked up quickly. This is a meme, by the way. Are you kidding me? Really? How is that not 0 hit points? 123 stacks now on the side of Vala. Good damage for her. But yeah, they need kills. Here comes still for us. Smashy, smash, smash. Big leap into the back line. Yeah, ult already being used. They got Kayn trying to control them. They got a lot of slows here and they're using them. But they cannot get the kill just yet. But at least they forced out a few more ults. Oh, talking about ults, there's another one. Ring, ding, and dong. Seems like Mopsio is gonna die again. Ooh, is he gonna survive? He's not. So yeah, there it is. They get another kill. There's still Siege Shines at the bottom of the map. Death Knight moving back out. Vala also low. She's at 27,000 damage. She's actually top damage in the game. But also Sonya, 28,000. And they get that fort, of course. So forts are all destroyed with the exception of the one in the middle. There is a 2-level advantage nearly now. They're closing in on level 16, and they're already going for the boss while Imperius is still dead. So yeah, they're trying for the boss right now. We have Darkmog riding through the middle, getting a few more gems together, and pushing this one back out. Even ETC is now, of course, there. They're all showing on the map. The damage dealers are still busy going for the top lane pressure play. They have to make sure, though, that they're not getting killed here now. So, yeah, boss is about to be taken. Red team gets the Web Weavers, and there's level 16. This defense is going to be one of the easiest defenses in the history of Tomb of the Spider Queen. Yeah, there is just nothing to do here. Web Weavers don't stand a chance. They're gonna get melted away. These forts are not even gonna get scratched. Yeah, the red team has zero interest in fighting right now. The only thing that they want to do is make sure this topside boss is not doing too much. That's the only thing that they're really gonna try and do here. Sonya's team. Look where this Web Weaver is. Sonya is easily taking this one out. In the middle, it's already gone. There's still an entire level missing for the red team before they hit level 16. And now they're moving down to the bottom of the map, taking another Web Weaver out. It leaves the one at the top lane as the solo one. And even here, they won't be able to do a whole lot. So yeah, even there, it's not gonna be an easy thing. There's still the fort in the middle of the map, the sole survivor so far from the perspective of the red team. Plenty of gems, by the way, for another turn in, so the red team could very well face now another set of Web Weavers. And look at Marke with 29 gems. Marke and Gia, the two squishies, the two damage dealers, they got so many gems right now. If they are being hit, that would be a nightmare. Just imagine the two of them dying and losing the gems. So now Nano's turning in 2, delivers another 5, which pretty much just leaves... I guess it is Darkmog again, yeah, and Darkmog is turning in, so that's another set of Web Weavers. As long as the red team doesn't lose their gems, they still have a fighting chance here. They try to turn in, but Gia was not ready in time, so it is indeed the blue team that gets another set of Web Weavers, with Manticore now coming in, Harsh Discipline as well. And yeah, they're there. No talent advantage anymore for the blue team. At least for now. But they got their mercenary camp and they also got Web Weavers now on all lanes. Bot lane, of course, in particular, will be a real danger to the keep. In the middle, the fort is 100% gonna get destroyed. The only question is what happens around the team fight. What else happens there? So, yeah. They try and go in for it again with another quick play. 10 kills to 2 in total. 29,000 damage for Sonya. Top damage in the game, by the way. Darkmog with 25,000 is top damage in the game. And down here... Okay, he goes for his trade. No interrupt this time. Darkmook didn't see him, didn't go for the interrupt, but comes in right away and tries to drop this. Yeah, and he gets it removed very quickly, but ETC is dead over here in the middle. They go for Mopsio for the counter kill, and they get it. Mopsio's gone. What? The leap, the kill, but Sonya dies too. Yes, Junkrat. Oh, Whitemane. No, Whitemane dies. And that's a 3 versus 2 now on the map. And up at the top, yes, this keep is in real trouble. And the same is, of course, true down at the bottom of the map. One keep is already gone, and down at the bottom, they're getting another one. 2 keeps removed, and the blue team hasn't lost a single fort yet. Not one. Not a single fort has been yours. Kure has 33 gems, by the way. And look at Gia. Gia is at 51. If they can control Vala, they can control all the turn-in opportunities of Team Kure. The red team is... I mean, they're down for the count here. They're on the ropes. Level 20 is going to be ready in a few more seconds for the blue team. All they got to do is delay until they have level 20, and then it will be nearly impossible for Team Kure to turn in. They will have to throw a Hail Mary at some point. Boss, 1 minute until it's back up. Here's the level 20 talents that gives us Cold Snap. Pretty much instantly picked. They don't have enough gems for a turn-in, but now they can pressure the middle, where the only remaining keep is still standing. Could even invade here. They're going for Kure. They want those gems, those greedy bastards. Where's that leap when you need it? Choke point. Whoa! It's Crater! He went Crater! The madman went Crater! There's the kill. There's the double. Oh my god. They go for Ragnaros, and he gets wrecked. Gia is about to go down with 55 gems. This is not looking good. Great move by Mopsio. And they are all of a sudden winning? Wait, what? What's happening? It's a 2v2. Gia and Mopsio are trying to get away from this one. Oh, Mopsio. He's so low. Deckard Cain, the old man, is chasing Vala. Mopsio is trying to get away. Now they're going for Gia again. He takes the fight. Has to go into the minion wave and is still all alone. Mopsio abandoned him. Mopsio betrayed him. Left him all alone. And now Vala is just trying to run away here. Nano's not giving up on this just yet. Here comes the damage. There's Deckard Cain. And they kill Vala. But Mopsio takes the gems. 77 gems now in his hands. He had 78 gems. He's nearly at 100. No. Not like this. Not like this. Mopsio. He's alive. Whitemane is back. And now they go for Deckard Cain and they kill him. Oh my god. Everybody's at level 20. And this is how it started. This is how it started. Look at this fight. The ring, the mosh, and everything they got there. Insanity. Absolute insanity. Whoa. 17 kills to 8 and the game isn't over yet. We're 17 minutes in. Mopsio has 79 gems. He's going for the 100. And they are going for the boss. Oh boy, really? Yeah, trying for the mosh pit threat. No, Death Knight is moving back. Can they get it? Yes, mosh. They got everything. Yes, they take the boss. Ring is used too. They want to go for Mopsio. Riptire's already out. Mopsio's all alone. He's all alone. No. The leap. The crater. Get murdered. Oh. And there's the boss going through, but they lost the team. They lost the team. What is happening? What is happening here? Mopsio lost all of the gems. Look at it. He had 79 gems. They couldn't recover it. The crater stopped them. The crater stopped them from going for the gems. This is just insane. Boss is getting defeated. Yep, the boss is gone, but again, so are their gems. This game is ridiculous at this point. Absolutely ridiculous. What is going on here? So now they take the Siege Giants and retreat. 30 gems for Nano. And they gotta defeat those siege giants. The problem is still that the catapults are of course getting stronger and stronger and stronger now. So the longer this game lasts, the worse for Team Kure, since they haven't taken a single fort down yet. But what a game. This is bananas. Seriously. 184 stacks for Vala. It's just crazy. So they're trying to turn in, I guess, what they have, but it's a 5 versus 5 on the map now. 62,000 damage for... Yeah, 62,000 damage for thingy, Mephisto. They go for Mopsio again. Yeah, nice interrupt on his play. Okay, interrupted his ult as he was trying to go for it. And yeah, the fights, they just continue. But these catapults, they are worrisome. They are really worrisome. Especially once the boss is back up at the top in 3 minutes, those catapults at the bottom of the map are going to be a huge issue for Team Kure. And until then, they should really try to see if they at least can get a Web Weaver wave so they can remove a few of these forts. Because if that doesn't happen, then they might really get the pain train into the face at the bottom of the map. Alright, so they're turning into... They're trying to deliver particularly the 34 that Nano has. And they're now ahead in gems, which is kind of funny to begin with. Now, obviously, the red team also has still a few that they can deliver. No, 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 no. Oh, if Kure doesn't move a bit away there, he's dead. Holy hell, that was close. I mean, that is a short cooldown to burn for potential kill, but if this hits, if that leap connects, this game's over. So, 18 kills to 11. Trying to turn in a little bit. Red team gets a set of Web Weavers. Red team gets Web Weavers, 10 seconds until leap is back. Alright, so now they have to take some forts down. It's the only thing that you can do. Bot lane is not going to be a problem. Those catapults are going to deal with the Web Weavers easily. So it's going to be the mid and the top lane that will be attacked here. This is the only thing that they can really do. Farflight Quiver outranging the towers now. Kind of feels nice. Moves in, out, and gets the damage connected here. So yeah, nicely done. Has to be very careful because a leap could come out of nowhere to try and deliver a kill. And, well, if they see a target, they can go for it, for sure. Mopso is trying to zone them. Defense at the top has already happened. Keep in mind, bottom of the map, catapults are going to take this one out easily. Over here, they're going to get at least one fort. 21 minutes in, and they're going to get their first fort. Took them a while. Leap is in on Whitemane. Ring with one connect. It's not going to be enough. They're isolating Mopsio though, and they cannot easily take him out here. He's completely alone. Nobody's even close. Mopsio dies. Imperius is gone. And now it's a 5 versus 4. 5 versus 4, and the red team is low. Red team is low, and only 19 seconds for Sonya to get her ult back. And once she has that, she's not going to hesitate to make another jump. They have nearly a turn in, by the way. I'm talking blue team now. It's super close. They need another 10 gems. That's not a lot. Sonya is leap. Sonya is leap. You leap now, you hit, the game's over. There, mosh pit, leap, everything, and they are dead. Sonya's dead too. How did Kure just survive this? Now the rest of them is obviously suffering and dying, but I have no idea how Kure got away from this one. Absolutely no idea. Big fight there. Mosh pit and then the leap right there onto the target. Whitemane gets immediately killed. Kure survives, but now he's also in trouble. He's the only survivor there. They of course want to go for Core, but Mopsio's back. Mopsio and Kure are both back. And look at Ultralisk. Ultralisk is low and ETC is dead. They are throwing this game. I mean, at this point, honestly, the hell are they doing? There was only one alive. They should have been able to end it here. But instead, we have 2 heroes dead. Sonya dying was one thing. That was fine. But now they have this situation going. Kure nearly gone. But this is a little bit of a trollololololo that we're looking at now. Catapults, obviously, on the core. That's a problem. Boss is back up. That one was important as well. They still got to deal with all of this. I mean, there's catapults pretty much everywhere at this point. So the boss is up and they could threaten that. Siege Giants have now been taken. If the red team makes a play for the boss at the top, then they're going to be in real trouble at the bot lane. They know it as well, so they have to keep at least a few of the heroes around. But I gotta say that the blue team is kinda... I mean, they're making some questionable decisions here. So, are they gonna go for the boss? Do they really try and take it? I guess they do. Junkrat is not here though. And it's a 5-man for the blue team that is now moving in. I don't think they can take it fast enough. Are they going for Junkrat instead? They're not contesting the boss? Are you shitting me? In a 5 versus 4? Okay. I guess they're gonna try and go for Kure here. They take a double bruiser camp in the middle. That's gonna more or less guarantee them a keep. But this boss is gonna hurt. 24 minutes in, this bad boy is gonna hit, and it's gonna hit hard. So they're trying to just push down at the bottom of the map. Level 24. Nearly level 25. 24 minutes into the game, and they just let that boss be claimed. They're playing the long game. They're really playing the long game. Just saying, we have catapults way more than you do. We can do this. So they should let this fort slide and just get out of here. There's no reason to fight for this fort any longer. Particular with a couple of catapults at the bottom, 99% on the core right now. And yeah, they're hitting and they're hitting hard, but it's going to take a while until enough catapults have accumulated at the bot lane again to seriously threaten this. So boss gets defeated, no keep taken out. We still have a fort standing at the bottom of the map, and that is the most important one, you could argue. There's also another build-up here in the middle, but not that it's going to force anything. They have a turn-in now, so the blue team has a turn-in, but you can really tell that they're very worried that they're going to throw this game. After they got the last fight victory, they should have... I mean, they at least take the keep. They got nothing. They got nothing. They could have gone boss, they could have gone keep, they could have done anything. Anything, really. Anything but what they did. Greeting for Kure and trying to take him. They even split their forces. Now the red team is obviously pinned back by these minions quite a lot, and Maka is also trying to ensure that nobody is flanking on him. It's a play with vision that we're getting from everybody here. 11 gems are needed for a turn-in on the blue team side, and they can now try and sneak that in. I mean, they have so much control here, they can definitely do that. Ultralisk, he's double-checking everything. They got more than enough gems. I honestly don't really know where they're trying to go with this. They're trying to set up a little bit of a trap. Everybody is just hiding. It's just vision plays. Keep them guessing. Only show one hero. Bait them. See if you can get anything done to lure them out. And alright, vision is there. Now they know where everybody is. They go for Kure. Kure's a bit low. There's the slide. Yeah, Kure's in trouble. Kure is dead. Kure is dead, and here's the opportunity. Now they might be able to end this one. But Nano gets attacked, and Junkrat immediately in trouble in the back as Darkmook is jumping deep for the kill. Tries to get it. Ring and ding. Bye-bye, Imperius. Mopsio is dead. Maka is low. And White Mane has also been obliterated. Alright, 5-man team wipe. Finally they got it. Finally they got it. They are able to pull it off. They go for glory and victory. Kure's team gets eliminated and dropped from the tournament. Team Ultralisk moves on to the next round of the loser bracket, and the last team with American players has now been dropped. Another leap, another crater, and this is game, ladies and gentlemen. A 3-1 victory for Team Ultralisk in an absolutely insane series here in the loser bracket as the blue team moves on to the next round.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.